Had each other blocked 4 years since you basically told me that all the trauma I went through with my parents was deserved, and you're laughing and you're so happy that my mom doesn't talk to me and I deserve everything bad that happens to me. Do you remember that conversation?
Of course I don't, because it never happened.
Who the fuck did I become friends with? Part 3. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video is the part 3, which is the final part of the story time of the influencers, content creators going bad blows with each other. If you haven't seen part 1, part 2, please go check it out. Please, please, please. Apparently they were kind of big on YouTube back in the days, even though I don't know these people. But yeah, so now she's continuing the story to share how she never called out the girl the N word or tell her that our relationship with her mom will be bad, with a lot more receipts, okay? And she also shared a post of why she did what she did, like to bait click people to think that the other creator said something about a child, which that was not true. She wanted to explain her take and give her own reasons why and receipts. But like I said in the first part of the video, the other girl has already taken down her videos, so there's really no two sides of the story. We she played a couple of our videos on this one too, but yeah, let's go check out the continued story time, and then we'll come back talk more.
Part 8 of who did I become friends with. I just had dinner, so don't mind that I spilled some on my shirt.
We've had each other blocked 4 years since you basically told me that all the trauma I went through with my parents was deserved, and you're laughing and you're so happy that my mom doesn't talk to me and I deserve everything bad that happens to me. Do you remember that conversation?
Of course I don't, because it never happened. But let's start off with the fact that she says we have had each other blocked for 4 years, because that's not true. I have had you blocked for the last 4 years. If you had had me blocked, I wouldn't have been able to screen record our messages to use them as proof in this series. She says that I said she deserves a bunch of trauma about her mom and her family, blah, blah, blah. Never happened. The only message I've ever sent this girl that concerned her mom is I said, I hope for her sake, her as in her daughter, she was pregnant at the time, I believe, the same relationship you have with your mom is way different than the one she'll have with you. God bless. Where is all the other extra stuff you said? And you're the one that came on social media and said you had such a bad relationship with your mom. It sounds like I'm saying here that I hope your daughter and you have a better relationship, right? I hope for her sake, the same relationship you have with your mom, which is a bad one, is way different than the one she'll have with you. God bless. So where's all the raw that you were saying, the laughing, the ha ha ha? Where is that? It didn't happen. But if you have receipts to prove otherwise, please expose them.
Do you remember how you were crashing out over live stream and I DM'd you woman to woman after you helped me get that video taken down? So I guess I thought we were friendly, and I was like, hey girl, think about your son, get off of live and stop going back and forth with this guy. It's not worth it. He's saying some crazy shit that's making you look really bad. Just stop going back and forth. And you went off on me.
So she mentions once again another one of my relationships. Before we get into that, like what she's talking about, my live and me crashing out, I want to explain something to you guys. As we've already covered, this girl loves to throw stones and hide her hands. She loves to make vague posts that are very shady that you can tell that they are about you, right? Between 2017, when we stopped being friends, and 2021, this girl would make posts that you guys would send to me saying, obviously, it's about you. So for instance, I must have said somewhere like, stop mentioning me. She said, I don't talk about you, mention you. Beef was years ago. I said, you mentioned me literally 2 months ago. She said, I let that shit go. Girl, where? I said, your little followers were quick to screenshot and send them to me about food plugs. If you don't know what a food plug is, it's a really popular thing out in the UK. Her defense to this is saying, where did I say Chandler and a negative statement? Where did I say Chandler? That seems to always be this girl's defense. As long as she doesn't mention the person's name, she's not being shady, she's not being negative, she's not being hateful. But you are. You are doing every single thing I just named. Once again, another time in 2021, June of 2021, I said to her, why are people sending your story to me? She said, no clue, girly. At this point, I'm catching on. Like, I'm realizing this girl is trying to be cool, but she's still throwing shade at me on her Instagram. Obviously, I'm asking her about this to see if she'll come clean about it, but y'all, I'm at the point, like I said, I try to be cordial with her because I just didn't want problems. So I'm seeing her story and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like you're talking about me. Yeah, I understand why people are sending it to me. Also thinking that you're talking about me the same way you just did the story time and people thought you were talking about me, and you were. That being said, I was on live and me and my ex were going back and forth. I suddenly see that this girl pops into the live. I've already peeped that you've been posting shady shit about me. Why would I want you in this live? We are not friends. I tried to be cordial, but I see that your intentions are just nasty and evil. So what do? I remove her from my live. Remove her. I wasn't even talking about her, you guys. Like she just stated, I was on there crashing out against my ex. Like we were beefing. Me and my ex were beefing. Had nothing to do with her. But I still removed her from my life because I know the type of person she is. She's not okay. It gets to the point that this girl starts messaging me about my relationship and I want nothing to do with her when it comes to my personal life. So here I said she felt so inclined to be involved in my relationship in 2021. Even after I ignored her initial message, she messages again. So the story that she replied to was about my ex. It was about me going off on my ex. And she goes, "You good girl?" I opened her message and left her on read. I purposely left her on read so that she saw I read it and didn't want to talk to her. Does she take the hint? No, of course not. She then messages me again about the same topic, saying, "Girl, you better stop. He's making you look crazy. You popped up on my timeline on TikTok." Pretty sure this is probably the day that I blocked her on TikTok. And then boom, he's posting that you need to be a mother to your son. That's not okay. He's childish AF. You deserve better. Unless it's a set of her video, I fell for it. Oop, never mind, saw your story. I respond, yeah, it's a lot going on, but I'm not going to stoop to his level. I'm not even giving her details. I'm not going into nothing with her. She goes, "Please don't. I've seen too much growth in you." You've seen growth in me. She then says he's embarrassing. I liked it. I was done with the conversation. That was it. Again, me still trying to be cordial, but I'm clocked in. I understand what's going on here. This girl is getting too comfortable trying to get too much information on me about my personal life, about my relationship. Again, the way we fell out, you would be naive to think that I would ever let you that close to me again in my life. Now, again, if you still haven't caught on to the patterns, then you still might be a little lost thinking, well, it seems like she was trying to be nice. It seems like she was trying to, be a friend to you. Really? You want to see what she ends up doing next? Take a guess. Let's see if you can guess what she ends up doing next. Let me put it in order for you. This happened May 30th, 2021. What month comes after May? June 2021. Oh, look at that. June 2021. Why are people sending your story to me? Do you remember this? I just showed you guys this a little bit ago. She was talking about my relationship on her story being shady. I confront her. No clue, girly. Don't know why. Don't know why they could be sending my story to you. Now, just to give you guys an idea of what kind of shady stuff she would post, let's say that me and my ex were arguing and he said, like, "I'm such a bad mother." Her story would say something along the lines like, "I could never be with a man that disrespects me and my child by calling me a bad mother." You're telling me you wouldn't watch that and think, what the is this not about me? What's that line from Euphoria? Is this play about me? After this happens, I end up unfollowing her. I'll see you in part 9. We're almost done. This is part 9 of who did I become friends with. So in part 8, we left off on the fact that she was throwing shade about me in her story. I could obviously tell it was about me. Other people thought it was about me because they were also sending it to me. So I unfollowed her quietly. But does that stop her? Of course not. We're now in July of 2021. And once again, people are sending her story to me. At this point in time, I was still going back and forth with my ex, probably about something else this time, but, we were on and off again. So when we were off, you guys knew about it on social media. Childish days, man. So a month later, remember, I unfollowed her in June of 2021. Exactly a month later, I sent her this message when people start sending me her story, and I watched the story. It was definitely about my relationship. I said, "Unlike you, I can be direct. Don't tell people you've changed." Every time this girl would hit me up, she's like, "I've changed." When you're still the same shady, simply messy person you've always been. Why does who I'm dating bother you so much you feel the need to throw shade on social media? Do you know how miserable you look? If you were happy with your man and your new baby, you would be fully indulged in that instead of spending time to throw shade on social media. But you're honestly just a miserable person, and it's unfortunate that a new life in this world couldn't even make you a better person. Mind you, she had just given birth to her daughter a week ago. But she was spending her time on social media throwing shade about me and my relationship. I said, grow the F up. If not for you, then for your child, because it would be hell to be raised by someone who acts childish enough to be shady on Instagram. Again, I don't know why my relationship status bothers you so much. Maybe it's because the guys I'm with always come back and yours always stay gone. Who knows? But I promise you'll attract them back when you fix your personality, because the same reason I left your life is probably the same reason they did. The reason I ended my message with the fact that men come back to me and they don't come back to her is because the post that she made on her story was something along the lines of like, I would never accept a man back that embarrassed me and my child in front of thousands of people, or said I was a bad mother in front of thousands of people. Like, I would never go back to a man like that. Again, how specific is that about a situation that I was currently going through for her to be like, I wasn't talking about you, like I wasn't throwing shade at you? But that's why I said that. She responds, girl, what are you going on about? Are we new to this pattern? She goes, you randomly unfollowed me. And I went, welp, okay. And that, I can't see the rest of the message on my phone, but that was something. You just did the most for no reason. I wonder why I randomly unfollowed you, but you guys already know why. We all know why.
Back and forth with this guy. It's not worth it. He's saying some crazy shit that's making you look really bad. Just stop going back and forth. And you went off on me, telling me to shut the up. And like I said, that everything that I went through with my mom was well deserved. And you just said the most outlandish, cruel, hurtful shit towards me.
Does I tell her to shut the up? Can y'all find a place where I said that? She also says that I talk about her trauma with her parents once again. I'm starting to feel like Dora. Like, can you find the receipts? Nope, they're not here.
Again. So if you're going to make another response video, please include that DM and show people who you really are. Because that was only a couple years ago.
Your wish is my command. I included said DM that you were trying to say I said all those things about you, but it's for some reason nowhere in those messages. Once again, the rest of the video is a lot of like, multiple people have seen this and multiple people have said that and people have told me this. She never names names. Anybody could sit here and say, yeah, lots of people told me that you were saying things and it wasn't true. Where is the proof? Don't give us some people coming out the woodworks in 2025 for some clout. Show us the people that said this back in 2017, 2019, 2021. But let's just finish this off with the fact that me and her keep going back and forth, and she eventually admits down here that she saw my live. I saw your live, ... the one you blocked me from that one time a few weeks ago. Remember I told you guys I removed her from my live? How did she still manage to see it? My thing is, the live wasn't even about you. So why would you care so much to find another way to watch it? I want to finish part 9 off by talking about my post I made the other day. Not that one. We'll get to that one in part 10. Stay tuned. I'm talking about the post where I said, you know what? I'm past all this drama. I'm going to take down all my posts. I just want to be left alone. I somehow got dragged back into this drama and this is not where I want to be. Like, I wanted no parts in this. And I kind of succumbed to the evilness and the devil got me, basically. After I posted that, I deleted my Leave Me Alone playlist and I tried to go to sleep and wake up and say, you know what, this will all be over with. I'll be left alone. I can move on with my life and go back to the peace and quiet that I was enjoying, the drama-free zone that I was in, my elevation era. But it didn't work out like that. No, instead, when I woke up the next morning, I had a bunch of comments saying, obviously you deleted it because you're lying. She went on live and she's explained that you're just a liar. You're a manipulator. Like, why would you delete your post if you were telling the truth? It was literally a situation of like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. I swear to y'all, if I had it my way, this would all just disappear. This would all just go poof. For the past 10 years, my name has been dragged through the mud by this same girl. She just cannot let go. If you look at her content that she posts to this day, all she does is story times about drama, about ex-friends, about ex-boyfriends, about... It's like she's stuck in that zone. She just cannot mature out of that year. And the crazy thing is, she literally, in a message to me that you guys just saw, she was like, don't do the drama, like, for your son, like, you need to be better for your son. What do you think your kids are going to think about you when they get older and they see all these messy story times that you're involved in? So yes, once again, I am pregnant and I did want to protect my peace, but I could not enjoy my peace when I had people constantly coming to my page harassing me. I have lived in a bubble for the last 4, 5, 6 years, just minding my business, not bothering anyone. Obviously, I'm still human. There's probably been situations in my life that I could probably have brought to the internet if I wanted to, but I did not. I'm just not about that life anymore. I currently just want to be left alone. If you don't have good intentions, if you don't have good vibes, I want you nowhere near me. I don't want my name in your mouth either. And even if this girl doesn't realize to leave me alone, I hope that you guys see the truth and that the next time she makes a video about me, because there probably will be a next time, y'all can really see who the problem is. That's it for part 9. I'll see you in part 10, where we're finally going to address my most recent post that y'all all seem to think I'm lying about. Part 10 of who the f did I become friends with. This is the final part. You made it all the way through. I'm glad that you guys were able to hear the truth with proof and clearly understand why I have felt so strongly about this. Not only because of me being pregnant and having to deal with this, but also because I've been dealing with this for the last 10 years. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm grown. I'm no longer a teenager that should be dealing with this kind of stuff. Like, I have a child. I have another one on the way. That's where my focus is. Not having to respond to drama again about something that happened 10 years ago. Like, that's wild. But I've done what I had to do. Now I'm going to address one last post. And the last post I'm addressing is my own. I made this post when she said she hoped my child would get hit by a train and... Now in this post, I am using a sound. I'm not saying any of my own words. I'm just using a sound. Immediately after I made that post, she felt so compelled to go and respond to it. And she responded with a quickness. In her response to the TikTok that I just showed you, she says that she never said that. If you never said that, why do you feel the need to respond? If it's not about you, why do you feel the need to respond? Is it because the comments think it's about you? This is my friend, Mel. Hey, Mel. Mel commented, "Who said that about my nephew?" And I responded, "Who do you think?" with rolling eyes. It seems like my response is very vague. I'm not really giving a name. I'm not saying who said it. I'm just kind of like, who do you think said it? Who's the obvious person that this could be about? Someone else comments, "Wait, when did she say this?" And another person responds like, "Oh, I know she said this." Someone said, "How do you know?" She's like, "The internet girl." She said, "I know everything about these people. They let me know everything I needed to know. People have caught Nessa in lies too. So, but hey, I'm not a fan, so I'm not up to date like you." So she mentions Nessa. She mentions her name. Do I respond to her comment? No. Do I delete it? Also no. Another person comments on it saying, "What I'm trying to understand is why NASA is bringing this all up years later. Like, what is she going to benefit from it?" Obviously, she doesn't mention her name. I think I have her name blocked. Somehow some of you guys are still able to comment it, but this person is trying to get around it. Kind of like how y'all commented chandelier on her video. Nowhere do I respond to any of these comments saying that she said this about my child. But that was my point. I left the bait out and you all fell for it, including herself. Now, unlike her, I'm not evil. I'm not going to sit here and keep a lie going and make y'all think something is true about someone when it's not. She never said that about my child. I also never said that she said that about my child. Someone did say that about my child. It was a hater, just a random person. So the post is still true, right? I didn't lie. I even responded to some comments like, I'm not lying. I did the same thing to her that started this entire situation. And that was the lesson to learn. She made a post with no name, making it anonymous, making it vague, but leaving enough context clues for you guys to try and assume it was about me. I've done the same thing. I've chosen a convenient time to make a post using she and not being direct about who I am talking about or who I'm not talking about. I let the comments run free. I let you guys assume that it is about someone. Now, not only was this a lesson to her about what she's been doing all along to me and other people, but this was also a lesson to you guys to not believe every single thing you see without proof. I understand that this is a new generation. A lot of you guys are new to me. You probably weren't around when I was on YouTube, but I am known for bringing receipts. If someone can't prove that something happened, then it's just a bunch of he said, she said. And nowadays, the internet is a crazy place to be because there's a lot of people out there like this girl who have bills to pay and they are willing to do whatever it takes, say whatever it takes to make the most money out of a situation that they can possibly make. That is a scary world to live in, and that is why I choose to stay away from the drama. That is why I choose to live in my own little bubble and worry about me, because I don't think that all money is good money. I go to church on Sundays, I do my prayers, I drink my water, and I mind my business. So once again, I hope y'all learned something from this. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this long 10-part series. But that is it. That is the end. I have proven everything that has been mentioned. At least I hope so. If I forgot anything, leave a comment, I guess. But yeah, I guess the question still remains unanswered. Who the did I become friends with?
Finally, we'll finish this series. Come on. Like, I get the lesson she was trying to teach, which it is a valid lesson being taught there about how people run with something. Like somebody will say something and people will assume it's about somebody else and run with it. And then you're not going to justify it. You're just going to let it play out. I get it. And honestly, like I said in the part 2, I'm really over the story. I'm doing it because it got trended. People are talking about it. And the video went viral. So yeah, so you guys let me know what you think about it. But honestly, this back and front, like I would just block you and move on. But I understand why sometimes the need for you to come out and defend yourself and show receipt and explain your intentions. I get it. Okay, I get it. But yeah, I get it. Anyway, go on and share your thoughts. Share this video with someone that you want to be part of the conversation or to know the story down in the comment section. Okay, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.